I'm 78 years old, and there are some places inside a man that never get old with him. They stay exactly as they were the day he locked the door and told himself he'd come back later. I didn't think I'd be telling this now. I thought I'd take it with me.
I never told my son about the abandoned house. I told myself it didn't matter, that it was just a building, old boards, rotting walls, a thing that belonged to another version of me. But the truth is, it wasn't abandoned. Not really. It was waiting. And when my son brought his new girlfriend there, without knowing what it was, it finally stopped waiting. I live alone now. My wife passed 6 years ago. Heart went quietly in the night, the way people say they hope it will. After that, the days stretched. My son calls. He visits when he can. He's a good man. Better than I was at his age. That's not false modesty. That's just time talking. The house sits about 40 minutes outside town, past where the road stops being paved and starts pretending it still knows where it's going. Most people don't even notice the turnoff. Trees have grown around it like they're trying to hide a mistake. I used to go there when I was a boy, before the windows were boarded up and the garden became a graveyard for old memories. It was a grand place once. Now, it just sits there, listening to the wind and the rot. It's got a heavy kind of silence. People in town, they whisper about what happened in those rooms. They say some doors are better left locked. But I know the truth. The house isn't haunted by ghosts. It's haunted by the things we chose to leave behind. It's still out there, past the pavement, waiting for the road to finally remember where it was supposed to go. The old man saying, "The house had a back room I never quite finished. Floorboards that dipped in the middle. Closet that smelled wrong. Not mold, something heavier." I told myself every old house had something like that. Place that didn't quite belong. Life got busy. Work, bills, a crying baby who didn't sleep unless he was held. My wife got sick for a while. Not the kind that kills you, just the kind that drains you. I spent more time driving than thinking. The house stopped being a project and started being a burden. When my wife said she wanted to move, I didn't argue. I was relieved. I told myself I'd come back for the rest of my things, clean it out properly, close that chapter like a grown man.
I never did. Some things were easier to leave where they were. Years passed. We moved. My son grew. The house slipped into the back of my mind, like a name you don't say anymore. Every now and then, I'd think of it, usually late at night. Usually when I'd had one drink too many and the quiet felt louder than usual. I never told my son about it because I didn't want questions. And if I'm being honest, I didn't want him to see me differently. A father's past is supposed to be solid. Straight lines, clear intentions. We don't like to show the parts where we hesitated too long. My son is 34 now. He works with his hands like I did. He fixes things. He likes old places. That should have warned me. But I'd gotten used to believing the past stayed put if you ignored it long enough. He called me one afternoon, excited. Told me he'd met someone. A woman who liked exploring old properties. Photography, history. The kind of person who sees beauty where others see junk. I congratulated him. Asked the right questions. Listened. Then he said they'd found an old house outside town. Boarded up. Forgotten. He laughed and said it was like it had been waiting for someone. My chest tightened. Just a little. I asked where. He described the road. I knew. I didn't stop him. That's the part one keeps circling back to. I could have said something. Anything. Told him it was unsafe. Told him it was private property. Told him the truth. But the words stayed where they always had. Buried. A week later, he showed up at my place. He didn't smile when I opened the door. He just looked at me like he was trying to decide which version of me he was talking to. His girlfriend stayed in the car. He said, "Why didn't you tell me?" I didn't ask what he meant. Old men recognize the sound of reckoning when it knocks. They'd gone inside the house. She'd taken photos. She noticed things I never wanted noticed. The back room, the closet, the false panel I'd built and forgotten wasn't as hidden as I thought. Behind it were things I told myself weren't important anymore. Letters, old paperwork, a name that wasn't my wife's, a timeline that didn't match the story I'd told my family. She was curious. She looked things up. That's what younger people do. They don't let mysteries stay quiet. My son sat across from me and asked me who she was. I didn't answer right away. At my age, silence isn't stubbornness, it's sorting. Some truths take a long time to line up properly. Before my wife, there was another woman. Before responsibilities settled in my bones, there was a different life. One I stepped away from without cleaning up after myself. One that left marks in places I didn't revisit. I told myself I'd handled it, that enough time had passed, that no one was hurt badly enough to matter anymore. That was a lie. Time doesn't erase, it just rearranges. The abandoned house wasn't just a house. It was where I ran out of courage, where I chose the life that looked right instead of the one that was already asking something of me. My son didn't raise his voice. That hurt more than if he had. He just listened. He listened the way I wish I had listened back then. He said he needed time. He said he didn't know what to do with this information. He said he still loved me. Love carries weight when it's tested. After he left, I sat alone and thought about how many decisions we make thinking they're temporary. How many messes we leave for later. How often later grows up and knocks on the door with questions. I don't know what will happen next. My son still calls, but it's different. Careful, like he's relearning the shape of me. The house is still there. I haven't been back. I don't know if I will. Some places don't need revisiting to keep teaching you. If there's anything left in me worth sharing, it's this. What you avoid doesn't disappear. It just waits for someone braver than you to find it. I spent a lifetime thinking silence was safer than truth. I was wrong. Silence just spreads the damage out over more years. I'm tired now. That's not sadness. It's honesty. And if my son ever listens to this, I hope he hears one thing clearly. I didn't hide the house because I forgot. I hid it because I remembered everything.